Welcome guys, Adam here, Blackfyre Productions, and here we are with the very first ever episode of Sectorial Signals. Thank you very much, Ian, for that name.
Not a problem.
I am joined by Ian. He is one of the local players that has been a very big supporter of Infinity for many years, right?
I've been pushing you to play for, what, about 3-4 years now?
Yeah. Well, Red Veil. When did Red Veil come out?
Yeah, quite a while ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5, I think it was, right? 4 or 5 years ago. And I have it, I just haven't actually jumped into it. Well, that has changed. Ask Ian, because I have way more stuff than what I know what to do with right now. So today what we're going to do is, we're going to be, as for the very first episode, we're actually going to be touching on Infinity CodeOne, Operation Crimson Stone. Sorry, I was about to say Crimson Stone, but CodeOne is a sort of easing you into the Infinity world.
Yeah, it's a streamlined version of the N4 rule set. So the basic rules are the same. It plays the same. They have limited options and limited special rules just to kind of introduce you without so much overwhelming information.
Yeah. And I've read the rules when I was on vacation last week, throughout the week, and there was way less stuff than when I was reading the N3 rule book years ago. And I'm just like, this is a way lighter and more digestible workload, that book. So it was really, really cool. Yeah. Before we go much further, though, I got to give a big shout out to Torchlight Games and Hobbies out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. They've been partnering with myself and sponsoring the channel for the last little bit, probably like 3 or 4 months now. And they're the ones that actually sent me a copy to do an unboxing with for the Operation Crimson Stone. So head into the description of the video down below. You'll see a link to their website. Go check them out. You can use the code FIRE5 to save yourself 5% of all your hobby supply needs. So your paints, paintbrushes, etc. Things that you use, not on the models themselves, but yeah. So check those guys out. Give them the support. And yeah, thank you, Torchlight Games and Hobbies, for sending us this. So I've recently, with getting into Infinity, I was going Ariadne. The wolves really intrigued me. What are the
antipodes?
Yeah.
So antipodes are like the indigenous creatures that inhabit the planet that Ariadne's on.
Yeah.
And then through interactions with humans, you end up with, was it wolvers, dog soldiers,
dog face guys? Yeah. And
so hybrids,
which I was like, space
werewolves.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm sold. So I picked up a bunch of stuff from another friend that was here gaming in another system. He had half of the, what was the starter set that had the Ariadne?
Cold Front?
I think it was Cold Front, yes. So he sold me those, and then Torchlight Games and Hobbies sent me this box as well as some other stuff I jumped into as well, some other items. So yeah, so this is going to be my first sort of run through. And so the idea that Ian and I have been discussing is inside here you have your rules manual, and it has 5 missions, which sort of goes through using the minis in this box to do a mini campaign that you can learn the rules and everything with over time. And so
it's almost like a slow grow league in a box.
That's right, which is cool.
It just drip feeds you models game by game and adds in rules with each successive game.
That's right.
They've done that with all their starter sets, but then with CodeOne it's even a little bit easier just because you have that stripped down rule set.
100%.
No less tactical, no less deep. It's just less to memorize.
Which is nice. And like I said, it was very overwhelming with the N3 rulebook when I was trying to get through that beforehand. This was way easier. And it's nice that this box is, well, your force that you play are the Nomads, which
it worked out nice.
That's right. And the force that I've picked up recently are the Ariadnes. So it's just a good split, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these guys unboxed today, take a look at the contents inside this box, and then I think over the next little bit we're going to be painting these guys up and then basically running through that campaign and everything else. So I'm really excited to try this out and get into the game and have some fun with it. I know we've had a test game already with some of the other models that like I said, that I picked up before, and it was interesting. But that was actually full N4. It wasn't Code 1, correct? If
no,
I remember.
I think we're still playing Code 1 rules.
Okay.
I tried to bring a mix of all the different types of rules. So it did feel like, I understand it probably felt like a lot of rules at once, especially like for each activation, trying to outline the options that you have as an ARO or for moving your model. But it was meant to kind of give a feel of all of the rules that you can have access to. That's
very cool. And it was fun. It was good. It was a lot of fun. And so I'm looking forward to getting into these guys. And they have some very nice models. Like just even touching on this box, not touching on the wolves and everything else that I got. Like the sculpts in here, like the
sculpts are fantastic.
SAS guy with the ski mask and everything, the balaclava. I'm just like, that's freaking awesome. And because it is the pre-order box, you also have Asmodeus, the
Wolfgang,
yeah, and he looks freaking vicious. I was just like, he's so cool. I love it, and it fits the theme because I want to run all wolves if I can, which I know you can't, but that's eventually what I would love to see done, is running like a lot of wolf-like creatures or somebody that's like that. So like Caden First Strike that came out with the Defiance box, at least I was made aware of him with the Defiance box. He looks very wolfen like, you know what I mean? Like he has that style. There's a guy in here as well, the Volok, the heavy machine gun guy.
Yes.
Yeah, so like he has a very wolfen look to him as well, and so that's the route that I think I'm going to go. So, well, I guess.
And for Nomads too, 2 new profiles in this box that they haven't had available previously. So they have the Sombras, which is kind of like a new camo tactical unit.
Okay.
That's going to be playing up front and have a lot of sneaky, dirty tricks. And then you have the Evaders, basically combat engineers and heavily armored troops. So
that's so cool. That is so
really cool designs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be super fun. So shall we open up this box then and start seeing what's on the inside? All right. So here we are with the Code 1 Operation Crimson Stone. This is the pre-order exclusive model, Wolfgang Amadeus Wolf. We just had a good chuckle about that because of all the wolf that was in that name. And yeah, he does look pretty freaking nasty looking. Like it's just wolf. Man, he just looks so brutal and vicious. It's so good. But yeah, so that's the artwork on the front. Their artwork is based off of manga. Is that what I've read?
They definitely have like an anime aesthetic to their work. It's refined over the years as well. They have some really good artists working on the
awesome
production art. See the new Evaders here?
Is that what that is?
Amazing.
Yeah, and that's the Volcock.
Volcoat?
Yeah. Whatever it's called. I will butcher the name, and I apologize right now. My pronunciation
Feel free to comment on our pronunciation.
Or just tell me that I'm wrong, because I am okay with that. But it's a nice, solid box. Like, it's a slip box, so everything's on the inside. You can see the artwork with all the minis and everything on the back, as well as the contents that's inside the box here.
It's Volkolak.
Oh, okay.
This is our friend here.
Yeah, the wolf in like
them with the Rokots.
Yeah, Volkolak. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that, dude. I'm just gonna call him Vol. That's what I'm gonna call him, Vol for short, so I don't. But yeah, the minis look fantastic. Just like the art on that they have. Do you know who they use for their painter? Is it like, do they have a specific studio painter? Do they sort of
Aniel Heraldez does most of their in-studio paints. I don't know if they have a full team or not.
Oh, okay.
Aniel Heraldez, great work.
Yeah, well,
the new Aguacil models are fantastic. The last set were really good as well.
Yeah.
But these are just great, more dynamic poses.
Yeah, so like, and the contents that's in here. So like. The price tag in Canadian was $139.99, and you get a total of, is it 15 models, right? 15 actual minis. Mm-hmm. You get all the terrain that you see here.
Yeah, you're getting 7 on the side plus Wolfgang.
Plus Wolfgang, yeah. And then you get all this terrain here, the tokens, dice, the introductory campaign mission
and the game map, which is like the standard size for Code 1 is the game map that's included.
Yeah, which is absolutely really good. So the content is huge. So you get 3 of the
Aguacils,
1 Hellcat, 1 Sombra, 1 intruder, and then 1 evader. Why are your names so easy to say? Oh my goodness. Where then you get the 3 Rocots, the 1 Paracommando, 1 SAS, 1 Zenit 7, and then 1 Volkolak. That sounds a little bit better, a little bit closer, I think. And then also, obviously, Wolfgang itself. You get the 40-page Infinity Operation Crimson Stone A4 booklet, and then you get 5 tutorial missions in there, which is what we're going to be playing through.
Yeah.
And
the booklet's going to give you the background for the factions. It's going to give you a little bit of the flavor for the missions that are included in the book. And then it's going to walk you through step by step how to play the game. Which
is going to be good for me because I know next to nothing. I've limited experience, so I'm going to rely a lot and heavily on Ian and his experience with this. You get your
Luke station, umlauts.
Yeah, so
thanks, Corvus Belli, for the umlauts.
And then a ready-to-play double-sided printed cardboard scenery pack containing 2 double-sided medium buildings and then 2 small buildings as well.
They give you stairs, which is nice.
Oh, the stairs are freaking cool, too. You get the hollow loads, public consoles, blast barriers, paper gaming mat, and then your accessories, so all your tokens and everything else. So that's that. Really cool. The content in this for $139, you can't go wrong, I think, with that terrain. And
especially like splitting it with a friend.
Yeah.
Like you're both getting into a new game
yeah.
for about $70 a person. That's really good. With like really good detailed models.
And terrain.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to go over this now, and I'll show you once
if you just look at the models alone, it's $10 a model.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. But this terrain blew me away. When I got the Operation Red Veil and split that, in it, I should say, came with the cardboard terrain, which I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, at least you have something to use right off the bat.
Yeah.
This terrain blows it out of the water. Like, when I opened up this box, because yes, I've already opened it and looked at the contents on the inside, I was just like, that blew me away with how sturdy it is and that. But I'm getting ahead of myself, I guess, here.
It's good to be excited.
I am excited. I am very excited. So I guess we'll turn off the camera for a second and pull out the contents of this, and then we'll actually start looking at the insides. I think that's what we'll do next.
All right.
So here's the contents of the box and how it comes. Obviously, I took the plastics and everything off, so it just slides out. There's nothing else in that box, but I'll leave that there. You have your introductory booklet there. You then have the updated tag raid. I guess it's a new
Kickstarter's coming soon. So it looks pretty neat.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked into it, but it looks like it's almost like a mini board game. When I say mini, I mean like with miniatures, obviously.
Yeah, it's like a hex-based scenario thing.
Almost, it kind of reminds me of Imperial Assault, something along those lines.
Okay.
You know, not that I've read into it or anything like that, but I'm just looking at like how they're all hex spaces and everything else, right? So, but yeah, so there's that coming this fall. You have all your minis and everything packaged up with some extra dice.
Faction dice,
really cool.
Nice.
I actually like the bases too, because the bases actually have, and I'll show you here, but the line of sight markers built into the base, which is awesome. And then the last layer is your scenery and tokens and the mat itself. So you get your mat there and then your scenery, which we'll go over this first. All right, so starting off what we did from this kit, we pulled out the mat, the paper mat. I don't know if there's a specific name for this kit. Oh yeah, the Holok. Is that how you pronounce it with a... Holok? Okay. It's almost like a Scandinavian sort of pronunciation, like that. Yeah. Not that I would know anything about pronunciations, but we got the mat here. Really interesting artwork on there, like with the seals and stuff like that. I guess that would be going into like sewers systems and stuff. But yeah, it's really interesting stylized artwork. I definitely enjoy it. And the red tint is really cool. And I was talking to Ian actually earlier. You can see all the like the hexagons.
Good old hex patterns.
Yeah, because I was doing an intro page for this, like a thumbnail and that. I was like, I want the hexes because you see them everywhere, and it shows right on here too. And Ian pointed out like a bunch of his minis. The armor is like hex armor or something like that. Isn't that what you were saying? So yeah, really cool. So the mat is well done. I probably won't use the mat all that often except for the introductory campaign. But Ian, you're saying that these iron out pretty well?
Yeah, you can iron out the creases fairly easily.
Yeah, so like that's my biggest thing is I think is the creases that are on there. So I'll probably I'll try it. I'll throw like a towel or something like that over it and run an iron and see if I can get all the creases out of it.
Just
and
don't use steam.
Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be really bad. But yeah, so that's the mat, and then you have your terrain as well. So when you flip this open, you have all this nice thick. I'll just pop that right out because it wants to come out anyways. You just have some really nice thick terrain pieces here. So it's a nice thick cardboard here. I don't even know, with double sides. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like board game quality card. Not the thin card stock that they used to have in terrain sets, which they hold up because I'm still using mine, but 100%. These will last a lot longer. They don't need the reinforcement.
And I think and that's exactly it. And then the things that they can do with this, with like the stairs, I don't know what the stairs are, but you have instructions.
Yeah, you can see the assembly instructions on the inside of the wrapper.
Yeah. So there we go here. So you can look here, you can see how the stairs insert into one side then the other. Like they're actual stairs, you know what I mean? It's pretty freaking cool and ingenious how they did this. So I definitely want to at least get another set, I think. But so you got that sheet there. The other thing that really impressed me was the tokens and templates, because when I had the Red Veil one, it was again the thin cardboard, and it's like that's never gonna last. You know what I mean? They're gonna get ripped up just playing with me playing. But you can see your range rulers, your silhouette markers, and all your tokens and everything else. I think that is part of the terrain. Templates.
Oh, that these are for the
signs,
the consoles.
Yeah.
They have holo ads and they have consoles.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you got your inside for your small template and the outside. Just so much stuff. Like and this really impressed me. Like in all honesty, like the models, yes, they look great, but I just love the fact that a starter kit comes with this much attention to detail in the sense of terrain, because you need the terrain in this game. It's a vital part of the game, right? So let's flip that over. But yeah,
good old fungi farms.
Rest and recreation area.
So you can see the kind of things, like it gives you a taste of nomad life almost.
Yeah, maintenance area. That's really cool. So what do you know anything about background on what the story is on this operation?
This particular box set I have not yet, so digging into that book's going to be great. The holo ads are really nice because you can see what it's like just to be an average citizen. Like what kind of things are they advertising? What kind of services do they offer?
We protect everything which is important to you.
Good old low-pan noodle hut.
Noodle huts, that's awesome. You got more tokens here coming out with the next sheet. You have your objective markers and that by the looks of it over there, as well as this would be used as like an explosion, right? Like a area effect,
for like grenades or for if you're doing combat jumps.
Yeah. Is combat jumps the same? I thought combat jumps. Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
So if you're coming on the board with a parachutist skill or a combat jump skill, you're going to put that template down, and your model can go anywhere within that template, and then you're going to do a physique test to see if you stick the landing. And if you fail that test, then you're going to scatter a number of inches in one of those directions.
I thought I was reading with combat jump or parachutist, one or the other, that one now allows you to come in from the side in CodeOne specifically. Some of the rules and stuff like that. That's what I thought.
You enter from a side?
Yeah, and then the other one allows you to jump on. I could be completely making this up and blowing smoke out my ass.
Well, I'm used to Hellcats with their superior combat jumps.
Oh, superior combat jump? Is that what...
Although I don't know if that's a thing in CodeOne. We'll see.
Yeah, well, and they limit the number of characters too, right? Like minis and that too, so that you can use, because they're trying to get away from, I think, as many rules and such, right? So again, more cool artwork for Voltage. It looks like it's a racing edge. Go fast without limits. That's hilarious.
It's like a Zond with wheels. That's cool.
That's really freaking cool. I love it. And you see these are the staircases here. You can see like the holes and everything that are punched into the sides. So yeah, that is awesome. We got two more of these and we'll get into the rest of the content of this. Space docks level, fungi farms, emergency, it looks like, sets. almost like if there's a fire or something, I'm guessing, so I'm not sure. And you got your high voltage sign over here. Like, I just love that they have all this laid out already on there, printed out. And like you said, it does add a ton of character to the board and the terrain, because like it's showing you what the world looks like, you know what I mean? And that's part of it. So like for me, and probably the same with yourself, like anytime I play a game, I want the board to look amazing, because it tells the story.
Yeah, it adds to the narrative.
That's right.
So rather than just playing like a tactical game, you're playing a tactical narrative game.
That's right. And for me, that's what I love. Like we were talking earlier, Ian, about how I was going to pick up the Daedalus Falls campaign book, just for the narrative, as well as I'm a big sucker for campaigns. So yeah, it's right up my alley. But yeah, so that's the last set of tiles there for the train pieces. So I almost wonder if we should try putting one of these together and see how easy and or difficult it would be to put some of this stuff. So, all right, let me clean up some stuff here, and we're gonna try that. All right, so what we've done is we've punched out a few bits. I've punched out. We're just looking for easy things to do. So Ian, you're doing the public consoles, right?
Yep.
So he's just punched one of those out. I've punched out one of the hollow loads, and we're just gonna. They're the easy parts, but like it's 2 steps, and we're just going to throw them together and show you what they look like together. We could do a building if we wanted to and go adventurous. It really doesn't bother me one way or another, but like super easy. There you go. There's a hollow load. Like it's right there, and it's suitable. The buildings are really freaking cool too, right? Like I love to do one, I think.
It is pretty neat that these are all double-sided.
Yeah, so you can choose what you want, right? So you got the voltage over on one side, and then you got the Parvati.
And you can do
Ariesta, I think.
And so this one has like a Lopan noodle menu on this side.
Yeah.
And the other side, so you can build it just as a Lopan noodle
Just
console.
Bring it down a little bit more.
Oops, sorry.
Yep. There you go.
So this way or this way.
Yep.
Or you can double it up with some pano stuff if you want some propaganda.
Right. Or you can find the, that's another double up on that.
And then this will just be a Noodle Hut board.
Yeah, yeah. I completely want to get like a Japanese based, or I guess it would be the JSA based city board if I can make one. I think that would be super cool to see. So, but yeah, no, it's freaking awesome. I love this stuff. Like, it's super easy to put together so far, at least these things. I'm going to try a building eventually. Maybe not tonight, but I just wanted to at least show you a couple of pieces put together. Like, it's sturdy, it's solid, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to last too, being as thick as it is. And yeah, that is so cool. So cool. Look at that. Yeah, and I got one of my minis, not from this set, but one of my other Ariadne minis. But like size-wise, even like, yeah, it's good, man. Like, completely blocking line of sight with these things, so it's fantastic. I really do like that.
That's something you want to do.
Yeah, in this game, yeah, because it's deadly. Like, you were killing my guys left, right, and center at first in our little test game. So this is awesome. Loving this terrain, and the tokens, like I said, being the same material, they're gonna last, right? It's super awesome. Super awesome. All right, and then pull out. You want to look at the minis next, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do those minis. All right, so we got the book out next, the introductory booklet. 40 pages worth of stuff, which is pretty nice. And the rules are free online. Like, you can get CodeOne rules online, as well as the app, which I'm actually quite impressed with as well.
Yeah, Army Builder is fantastic.
Yeah, super fantastic. I've been scouring that for the last little bit as I've been jumping into this. But so the artwork, it just continues to amaze me. Like, that's the same one on the front box. Well, I guess right there even, right? So, little introductory blurb there, which I'm not going to read through because my narrative voice is not always the best. That's where I start choking. But you go into the actual lore, which I like, because there's pages of a lore here. Talking about the Holok station. I almost did it. Almost probably butchered this again. So
doing asteroid mining.
Well, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
Riesengamen belt.
You know anything about that?
No, I don't.
No. Well, then I think we have some reading that we're gonna have to do. But so you get so far. This is still talking about the units.
Yeah, is giving you an overview of the factions and the units.
That's right. So you got, again, you can see the minis a little bit better here. Let me get that in there, actually, so you can see it.
Sweet Paracommandos.
Oh, yeah, dude. The Paracommando is pretty cool. The SAS guy is probably my favorite, though, in all honesty. Though the bestialness of the Volkolak is amazing. The Rokots, I think I would like them better if they didn't have the berets on top. Just my opinion. But yeah, I'm really liking him though. So, but I'm not going to read it all here. But
what I like is that in line troops, they're giving you models with 3 weapon options. Because normally you're just getting combi rifles in most of the line troops.
That's actually had the Cold Front. They all had the same combi.
Yeah, just standard combi rifle. But this one, they're giving you some options, which is nice.
Yeah, because you have your machine gun, your boarding shotgun, and then it would be a rifle of some sort as well. I'm assuming combi rifle. I'm assuming, but it looks like dropping behind with a combi rifle, heavy machine
shotgun, heavy machine gun.
Yeah, and then you got your probably machine gun of some sort or submachine gun. Is that a thing in here?
Does he just have a rifle to SAS?
I don't know. The box will tell us though.
No, so SAS with boarding shotgun.
That's boarding shotgun.
And
interesting.
We've got the Zenit with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, that.
Paracommando also with the boarding shotgun.
Okay.
So the Rokots have submachine gun, light shotgun, and a rifle.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And then the heavy machine gun for the Volkolak. That's awesome. So a good diverse mix of weapons then basically is what it is, right? By the looks of it. Then you go into, I like this, how it talks about the different colors and patterns for the different affiliation or alternative affiliation outfits and stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to give you some different schemes.
Yeah, I always like that.
Just to inspire you.
100%. And then you go into the Nomads side of things with the Sombras. That is such a cool mini. I'm going to be all
fantastic model.
Let me see if I can pull this up without doing anything. Like, look at that. It's just such a cool mini. Even the Hellcat here, like that is so cool looking. I
find in general, I don't know if it's across all factions, but Nomad models love stepping on things. They always have one piece of scenery on their base that they're standing with 1 foot on.
Because there's another one, and like even this
Intruders
guy
with the HMG.
Yeah.
Right.
That intruder model looks awesome, like with that armor, and there's the hexagons again, like we were talking about earlier. Like that's just, it's something that just it's a very Infinity. Like when I think Infinity, that's something that always comes up.
It's kind of an
right?
iconic aesthetic.
That's right. And then you got these guys over here, the Evader here, right? Like that is a pretty sweet armor looking. Are these guys more advanced than the Ariadne? I'm assuming?
Yeah, definitely, because Ariadne was cut off from the human sphere for so long.
Yeah.
They basically have the technology they went with.
And that's it, eh?
Yeah, and Nomad's kind of cutting edge.
That's cool. That's cool. And then the color schemes as well for there. So I think that's it for lore. So you have 13 pages of like lore information that you can go over, which is awesome. Really like, and then we're going into the mission 1 drill, which is going to be the first one that we play through, which literally will teach you how to move, as well as what you need to do for rollings, whether it's a face-to-face roll or just a regular roll by yourself, you know, and everything else. Modifiers, talks about the stats as well. Maybe I'll hold it up. Maybe is this better? I think maybe, I don't know, but yeah. So that's what mission 1 is all about, learning the game. And I think we're literally just using your aqua seals, and I'm using my Rokots. Yeah. And then talks about order pools and range bands on your different weapons, and then cover and that, so like in saving throws. So that's mission 1, and it's literally just going to be a kill everybody. But
just points for killed models, and then 2 points for killing more models.
Yeah, so really easy. And you have 3 models, so it's
it's 2. Two if you eliminate all enemy troopers, and then for secondary objective, try and keep your people alive. You're going to get a point for each one you keep alive. And
it lasts 3 rounds, because all the games last 3 rounds, correct? So yeah, you have 3 rounds to activate and have some fun. And it gives you the setup for the maps. On the paper map, which we will use for this as well. Mission 2 is Jack Flag, which introduces your lieutenant order pool. And then I think that's about it, right?
I think they added one model.
Yeah, so for the Ariadne, it's the Volkolak, and then you get
the Invader.
Yeah, so basically like the heavy gunners, basically, and then
with a Spitfire, which is nice.
What is a Spitfire?
Just like a brrrap machine gun.
I like how you do the sound effects. That's awesome. What my guys is
nice.
I would assume so. I'm assuming, what does the heavy machine gun have for burst?
Burst.
Oh, no, is that
Burst 4 on HMG.
Yeah.
And there's the Spitfire.
Yeah.
But notice the range bands are different as well. So the heavy machine gun, you're going to want to use it. It's decent at longer range.
Yeah.
And the Spitfire a little bit closer.
You want to go up to no more than 24 inches away and shoot, where I can get up to being up to 32 with the heavy machine gun. So talks about dodging as well for this one, and then goes over the forces and again the map layout. So that's mission 2. Mission 3, and then forces here. 2 Rokots, 1 Rokot lieutenant, and 1 Volkolok. And then you get your 2 Aqua Seals, 1 Aqua Seal lieutenant, and your Evader. So the game ends when one player has no more troopers on the table. Victory goes to the player with most objective points. Which objective points for this one are for
eliminating.
Eliminating at the end of the game. For each trooper you've eliminated, you get 1 objective point.
And try not to die.
Yeah, not letting your lieutenant die. That's also 2 as well. And then secondary for each friendly trooper who survived. So it's basically whoever is tabled is the loser.
Yes.
That's basically what this is all about. But it's so you hammer in those rules that you're going to be playing with, right? And that's what I like, is how this is, it gives you everything you need to know, but like you said, just dripped in just a little bit at a time. So
bite-sized pieces.
That's it, man. That's it. Mission 3, Augur. Let's see, what is it going over? Again, it's talking about discovery, so it's going to introduce camouflage markers.
Camouflage, so you have some new AROs, you have some new orders that you can use. Mimetism and multispectral visors.
Yep. Mimetism, I do like mimetism. So, and then we got a sniper rifle being introduced on somebody as well, an AP ammo, which is the armor piercing, which it knocks down your armor by half. It's going to reduce your armor, right? Yeah. So, and then
when you're an Agua Seal is not great.
No, well you can
T-shirts on,
but it only goes down to 1 minimum, right? So it doesn't really affect anybody. That's armor 1. It's the heavier armored guys, right? Mission details wise, for main objectives, for each enemy trooper eliminated, you get a victory point at the end of the game. And then secondary is for each friendly trooper surviving, you get a point as well. And then so they add in the Zenit, which is the sniper rifle. And then your intruder, is that a sniper as well?
No, he's got an HMG.
Oh, he has an HMG, eh? Your intruder does? That's really good. Wow. Yeah. All right.
And that's where he's getting camouflage and mimetism.
Okay. Yeah. And same with the Zenit. They have mimetism -3.
And camo, yes.
And surprise attack, too. So, and then they also have the BS attack +1 damage, which increases the damage stat of the weapon, right? So it'd be
with the sniper rifle, which is
damage 16 now all of a sudden because of their +1 BS damage. So yeah, that's not bad. And it's burst too, so that's good. I enjoy that. And then it's armor penetrating as well. So excellent. Mission 4 is Fuse, and what is it? Infiltration now. So you're being able to be deployed up to the halfway line of the board. And then for deployment, boarding shotguns, volumes and silhouettes now it's talking about as well. It would probably be good to read all of these more thoroughly before we start playing for my benefit and awareness. And then
introducing multi-rifles, so you're selecting your ammunition based on the...
is that what they do?
The shot that you do, yep. There's a bunch of different profiles that you can use. So
that's cool.
Take different ammo.
That's good, that's good.
Oh, in this scenario, they're only using AP.
AP, yeah. Yeah, by the looks of verse 3, the range bands. I do like the fact of the range bands and stuff, because it's more accurate, I think, in the sense of like at different ranges how effective a gun can be fired. Like a pistol is not going to fire the same distance as a rifle.
Yeah, and then a sniper rifle trying to use that on someone that's close to you is going to be a little more difficult.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I definitely like it a lot. The main objectives for this one is completely different too. So for each enemy trooper eliminated at the end of the game, you get +1 objective point. And then Ariadne player eliminates the evader, he gets an extra objective point. And if they eliminate the intruders, same thing where you want to...
You're targeting specific models.
Yeah, so now you got to go after them and try to take them out. So that's cool. And then being the first to eliminate a enemy lieutenant too. So the forces wise, they've added in the SAS for the Ariadne and the Sombra for the Nomads. And then again, your board layout and such. And then mission 5 is Detonator. We'll go over more of this before
as we do the missions.
Yeah, that's exactly it. This is just a quick overview, right? So talks about combat jump, parachutist, which obviously means that's my
paratrooper.
The paratrooper guy's coming in, yeah. So combat jump +3. It talks about unconscious and dead states here. Shotguns, they're gonna be fun. Blasting, submachine guns, and then your mission objective control. So it's going to be going into controlling the central module at the end of the game.
So that's putting in the paracommando and the Hellcat.
Yeah, and now interacting with terrain as well in the sense of the objective, right? So that's super cool. So those are the missions, and then it sort of takes you into how to expand if this is your first purchase. Into the world of Infinity and CodeOne and models that they have. What is it? Beyond Crimson Stone that's coming out later this month.
Yep, they'll have an add-on pack that will come pre-packaged and be like a next step. And I know it comes with the Scots Guard, William Wallace, and I think even that guy there, the Cosmoflot.
Yeah. I don't know how you get Flot out of that.
Oh, the actual faction are Cosmoflot. Cosmosoldat is this specific unit.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. My knowledge of that is limited. Where it looks like
it's the newest sectorial for Ariadne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and at the on the app is the very last one that actually does ring a bell now. So you have your Nomads. I think these are the 3 that are going to be coming out in the Beyond Operation Red Veil as well. So
and Vostok Sputnik is a new Sputnik model.
That's cool.
Big remotes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is it like the Blackjack?
No, because it's not a tag.
Oh, okay.
So it's a remote, but it has a similar footprint. So it's on the board. So it kind of looks like this thing.
Okay.
But only with like big flying wing things.
That's cool.
And guns.
And then you get your Ariadne profiles and Nomad profiles and showing off the minis once again at the bottom. So really cool, really nice. And then some introduction to the hobby and painting guides for the Rocots. And I think you have on the next page your painting guides for your Aqua Seals. This is neat. I actually like this. The layout of the marketing stuff, right? So you can sort of be like, okay, well, we know that we got this, and then it goes beyond Crimson Stone, the Dire Foes, the support packs, remote packs.
Dire Foes are neat because it's like a little narrative scenario in a box.
Oh, really?
Just adding one model for each side with like a high value target or like a unique like non-combatant character.
Really? So the Dire Foes are out right now. It's Caden First Strike, and I can't remember who the other person is for your side.
I think it is. Oh, I totally forget the name, but yeah.
I have no idea. And then, but it also comes with a high value target as well. So yeah, and then the support packs and that will be cool because that will be coming out probably later this year, next year, I'm assuming.
And see, Nomads get remotes, you get beasts.
I think that's cool. I'll take a beast. I like beasts. I have a thing for wolves in other games. I playing 40k, I got in Space Wolves at first. Bushido, Tanaka clan, which is a wolf clan. I like beasts. Beasts are good.
And so if you didn't already have a blackjack, you got the blackjack gecko for Nomads.
Is that the tag pack there?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be another blackjack?
I think it's going to be the blackjack, probably just reboxed because I think that's the only profile that they have in CodeOne right now. Wait, they might have a second.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure though, off the top of my head. In all honesty, I know what's in there for CodeOne. But yeah, so, and then, yeah, I like that you can sort of look forward into what your purchases are going to be and stuff, and sort of plan it out and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's the instruction, or sort of the introductory booklet. You have your dice, which I love the fact that they come with like your affiliation dice. So on the, I think it's on the 1 is where the affiliation symbol would be, right there, like so, for the Nomads, and then for Ariadna. There's one there. You can see it there, like so. Right like that. So yeah, let's pull out the minis, I guess, next and take a look at those as well. So here we are. I'm going to show off the Ariadna side of things first. So I'm going to start with the Rocots here. This is one of them. So the minis are pewter, very well designed though, and put together. You can see all the details nice and crisp and everything else. I absolutely like those. That's one thing, is like they're solid. I like pewter minis, man. They're just fantastic. Like, yes, plastic are nice, but there is something about pewter mini, just the weight of it and
the
stuff
relief
like
of the detail is really crisp.
Yeah, so you would have an eye for that more so than I, with your background and such, but like you can see all that. So they got 3 Rocots. Do each of those first, separate them so that way I know what number goes with which. So then you have your other one with the, I guess this would be the submachine gun. So right there, like so. Yeah, the detail are great, and like it's not like it's a whole bunch of little bits. It's like one bit that glues onto like 2 pieces, right? Something like that. So which is fantastic. I've played other games where it's been like a ton of little
super fiddly.
Yeah, and it's just such a pain. Yeah, this is
gluing
nice.
on a thumb,
right?
I remember gluing on thumbs.
Yeah, I think you have for me once upon a time with another game. The 3rd Rocot there with the berets. She almost reminds me of the classic girls you would see on like the side of the planes and
like
stuff like that. Yeah, the pinup girls. That's it. Except probably way more deadly with her weapons and such as well.
There's a submachine gun.
Is that the submachine gun?
Yeah.
I thought that. Maybe it is. Yeah, I guess the other one would be the combi or the multi-rifle or whatever.
That's just a rifle.
Oh, just a regular rifle.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the Rocots. What one should we do next? Let's do the parachutist. Let's do it. See what he looks like. Parachutist up close and personal. There we go. Is his main body. You can see that there. He's chunky.
Nice tactical pose.
Yeah.
He's got his pack on his back.
Yeah. Knives and everything. Extra pistol at his hip. I love it. I think I'm gonna do like just a standard green military, like olive green for
just classic
for these
colors.
Guys. Yep. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. Very muted, I think, for these guys. I think they would just sort of like, tans and greens and browns, and that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe some grays, right? So with his is it combat shotgun?
That's a boarding shotgun.
Or boarding shotgun. Yeah. Okay. And then you got his leg and his other arm there as well. So whoop. Right there. Let's do the Zenit, the sniper rifle. She has the gas mask on her face, and huge sniper rifles. So, standing on something. You can see that there. So that's her body. You got to glue the head on separately. But it's actually a big piece because it's also her left hand too. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, and then her sniper rifle, which is just one piece. Right, like so. SAS. We'll do the SAS. Trying to keep them all separate. But it looks like all the pieces are here anyway, so I'm not super concerned. This guy just looks cool with the balaclava on his face and like all the details right there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but like all the lines in the balaclava, the boots laced up and everything. I just think it looks so good. So good. So
Yeah, with these models, because the relief is so good, if you use nice thinned paints, like the wash is going to do most of the work for you.
Yeah, 100%. I can completely understand that. This is accessories and such right there. Getting a lot of light reflection off here. It's too bright, too bright. It looks like a backpack. Right there. And then we got the Vocalock.
Yeah, your best friend.
Yeah. The Butcher. There we go. He just looks so bestial. So angry. I don't know. I like him. I like him a lot. He looks so cool. Charging in with his what is it?
Heavy machine gun.
Yeah. He's
got the HMG.
Yeah, there's a little bit of flashing that you have to take off here, but in all honesty, it's not that bad. Easily clipped off and fixed. So I'm not super concerned with that. And he gets his knife as well. Little knife there. But yeah, so that's those guys for the Ariadna. Do you want to go over your guys then, Ian, I guess?
Yeah, let's do
that. And Ian, you just pulled out your Nomads.
Let's take a look here. So we've got 3 new sculpts for the Alguacils.
Yep.
All combi rifles with these 3.
Now, are the Aquaseals part of a Sectorial?
You could take them in vanilla or in Corregidor.
And so would they look different? So this is also an Aquaseal, right? The mini.
Yes, this is from one of the. This is from the previous box set.
Okay. It just gives you actual direct correlation to sculpts from then and now, right? So.
And classic sculpting on these. You can see the armor looks pretty much the same. They have that accordion style undershirt.
Accordion style. Oh, I see what you're talking about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like dryer hose.
Yeah.
It's another unit. And classic combi rifle. Once you get used to Infinity, you can kind of tell the style of weapon.
Yeah. I am not there yet, but that's okay.
And the female Alguacil. Standing on one leg, so she has her other leg hitched up in mid-stride and carrying her combi rifle at the ready. So next up, it's a new Hellcat model. This one with a pistol and combi rifle.
Dude, that armor is so freaking sick looking. Like, so sick looking.
So you can see the slot in the back for where her backpack will go for when she does her combat jump. Just bring up the backpack here.
And those are the fins then for the combat jump then?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? That's so cool. So friggin' cool.
And her combi rifle. And she's got to be standing on some terrain. So
I wonder why that.
This is a bigger piece of terrain.
I wonder why they.
Little console there.
That's so weird.
I guess like the one leg up makes kind of a nice dynamic pose.
Sure does.
And so rather than just having like floating legs all the time,
yep,
it's a little easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here we have the Intruder with HMG, classic Intruder style mask with that multispectral visor. Got some debris at his feet. Nomad symbol on the backpack there.
That's super cool.
And there's his HMG and his other arm. It's got that classic hex pattern on the bodysuit.
Like I said, it's something like when I think Infinity, it's it just jumps to my mind because like you see in a lot of the artwork and everything else and on the minis, which I never realized until you pointed it out. Really.
Okay, one of the new units. This is the Sombra.
So it's a brand new unit just released for this box set then.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I don't think this comes in its own blister just yet. So there's her leg. Standing on some rocks. That's all awesome. Those rocks inside of spaceships.
Right.
Some canisters for the back of her backpack.
That's super cool.
And her multi-rifle. And then finally the Evader. He's a bulky boy. Big chunky armor. Similar in scale to oh great, the name is escaping me now. Mobile Brigada. He has that big chunky look. He feels like heavy infantry.
That's cool. But is he, or is he medium?
Yeah, he's heavy.
He is heavy.
Yeah. There's his weapon. The Spitfire.
Just like a big machine gun like thing.
And a pistol for fun.
So when somebody gets in nice and close, you can just pistol them to death. We do have one last mini to take a look at, and that is Wolfgang Asmodeus Wolf. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Wolfgang Asmodeus Wolf. And really, he just looks so freaking beastly. It's so cool, so vicious, and it's great. I love it. So here we are here. And this is something else I just want to talk about too for a second, are the bases. So I haven't shown the bases yet, but the bases are really cool before I actually get into the mini, because line of sight and your vision, is it line of sight? Is that what they call it in this?
Line of sight and facing.
And facing, yeah. So that actually has a play in this game and actually makes a difference. And so what they have on their bases, instead of being perfectly flat, they've printed onto the side, if I can get it in focus, they've printed on the side here your facing. So you put the face of the mini facing this little notch here, and then you can see your 180 is in between those two outer portions. So it's really cool. I love to see that on the base, because at other times with other games you have to paint it right onto the base.
Yeah,
and
so you're printing out like templates and things and setting them down.
Yeah. So and so like I think that's a great idea to just have it on the base automatically, and that I think is unique to Infinity and Corvus Belli.
Because it's such an important part of the game, it's nice that they've acknowledged it and just integrated it into the bases.
That's right. Yeah, well, and it's key. I think it's really good for players to be able to just look at the base and be like, that's it. But Wolfgang, there we go. There's his upper torso with his furry forearms, and it looks like a jetpack on the back almost, or a backpack of some sort. You know, his bandolier across his chest, and his sideburns, or mutton chops, I guess. Not even sideburns, mutton chops. That's what it looks like. His left arm with the big claws, which I'm absolutely in love with. So you can see that.
They count as like an AP CCW?
I think so, yeah. And then he's also standing on some debris himself as well. So you can see that there. So that's the lower half, just fits in. So pretty easy model to put together. 3 pieces, not bad at all. And then very little cleanup with the flashing and stuff. But yeah, I think that's it, man. I think that's the entire box. We just went through everything. What's your thoughts on this box, this Operation Crimson Stone for CodeOne?
I love it. I think it's a solid starting place. Like if you're just getting into Nomads and just getting into Infinity, or getting into Ariadne, if that's your thing, then
don't judge me.
It's a great place to start. I think you get some really solid models with decent profiles.
100%.
And they feel like they're nicely balanced.
I agree. They don't. I don't think either side is overpowering of the other. I think they are very well balanced in the sense of the minis that come in this box set. The terrain, like, it is literally a one-stop shop for getting into a game. For $140, you can't go wrong. You have a mat, you have the terrain that you need to play on that mat, and the minis.
Yeah,
and
even if this was like, if this was the end, this is all that you wanted to do, I think this is a great product to just kind of jump into and get a taste for the game, and this will last you a long time.
Yeah, 100%. Because like, there's so many, when you download the rules online, there's 4 or 5, 6 other missions in the CodeOne rulebook, right? That you can still play at a lower point scale with these guys. So I think it's absolutely great. The minis look fantastic. The Nomads armor looks great. I love it.
Yeah, I think you're getting around 15 points per side, and so that's like a standard small game. Yeah, and you can play up to 30 points. So it's a really good starting point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's and it's not something that's going to break the bank either, which is key, especially in this day and age with everything, right? So good starting point. I would highly get into it, and it's easy to expand upon because they have it all laid back. They have it all laid out for you in the back of the book. They're like,
one of the nice things about CodeOne is because you limit the options, and not only that, but you guide the player into what options would be nice to explore next.
That's right.
So it's not overwhelming. You're not going to like freeze because of the multitude of choice when you're list building.
Yep. And then even on top of that, it's because, like we've mentioned before, the rules are actually, I don't want to say dumbed down, because they're not dumbed down. There's just not as many, and they're not as overwhelming.
It's just streamlined. I wouldn't even say simplified, because the rules still play the same.
That's right.
They've just taken out some of the more fiddly bits, some of the more extraneous things.
Yep.
They streamline things like hacking, where you only have 2 programs, and you only have one kind of device.
Yeah. It's more manageable.
Exactly.
It's more manageable, and that's huge. So not only is this manageable, but it's a great buy-in because of the points, limits, and the size and everything else. It's really good. I'm looking forward to doing this. So the thoughts are, Ian will get this up and running very soon, and get them at least the first group of minis done. It's not going to take long, I don't think, to paint, because there's only like 7 minis each side, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll do the first couple of missions and just have some fun with that and expand. And then eventually, after we do these 5 intro missions, hopefully at that point in time, we'll have some more stuff painted up and we can do a full-on CodeOne game.
I'm excited to jump in.
Oh, same here, dude. Same here. Well, Ian, thank you very much for coming out and joining me with this and tagging along on this journey, because it's definitely a 2-player starter set.
Yeah, thanks for including me. I'm stoked.
Well, it just happens that I'm picking up Ariadna and you have Nomads, so it just works out. We got to give a big shout out also to Torchlight Games and Hobbies. If you haven't yet, hit that link in the description of the video down below. Also, while you're there, you can check out the Patreon link. You can support the channel if you are so inclined. I will be producing more Infinity content as well as other content. You can go onto the channel and check it out. I do MCP, which is Marvel Crisis Protocol. I've been doing some Bushido. In the past, I've done some Middle Earth SBG, Star Wars Legions, a bunch of stuff. So you can check out the channel some further. Make sure you like, subscribe. I guess until next time, ignite your hobby.